Welcome dear students to the lecture series of Advanced Java. Today we are moving on to transaction management and we will be learning about what are transactions, how can you manage transactions, and we will see this management with the help of a simple program. So let's begin. Before we move on to transaction, I would like to share with you and help you imagine a scenario. The scenario is of transferring money from a certain account to another account. Say for example, I want to transfer 10,000 rupees from an account ABC to another account XYZ. During this particular money transfer, there are a total of two operations, or you can say sub-operations taking place. The first operation is debiting 10,000 from ABC's account, and second sub operation is crediting those 10,000 into the account of XYZ. Okay, so during this whole phase, these two operations are taking place. Now imagine your operation 1 is successful and operation 2 somehow is not able to finish or complete. In that case, your database where you are debiting 10,000 will actually be debited, and where you had to credit the 10,000 will not be reflected in the database. So database will become inconsistent. This was the first scenario. We shall move on to the second scenario. The second scenario is that of booking a movie ticket. In order to book a ticket, you need 4 certain sub operations, or 4 operations as such. They are verifying the availability, next is reserving the ticket, next is doing payment, and last one is issuing a ticket. So again in this case, all your 4 operations should be successful to maintain a consistent database. In case your first, second and third operation is done, where you are checking the availability of your ticket, you are reserving the ticket, and you are doing payment. So first 3 operations are successful. After the payment, in your issue ticket, you should get a ticket via an SMS or via email or via WhatsApp in your account, but you are unable to get that somehow. So your operation 4 is unsuccessful. In that case, even though you are paying the ticket, you are not paying for the ticket, you are not being able to get the ticket. So again your database is an inconsistent state, where you are actually debiting your account for booking the ticket, but you are not getting the ticket somehow. So in both these cases, if all the operations that are listed out are not successfully done, or any one of the operation in this whole process is unsuccessful, your database will become inconsistent. So we want to, or we need to manage such kind of operations, and this is all about transactions. So what your transaction is saying, that it is a group of related operations. Okay, so as we saw, in case 1 we had 2 operations, case 2 we had 4 operations. So it is nothing but a group of related operations. Now all these related operations are viewed as a single unit. Okay, so you cannot say that all these 4 operations are different. In your scenario number 2, all 4 operations are viewed as a single operation. In your scenario number 1, both of the sub operations are viewed as a single unit. Okay, so what they are saying is, if you have any such scenario where you have so many operations or related operations, all these operations should be considered as a one single unit, and they should be executed under a principle that either all or none. That means if I am doing scenario number 2, then my either all the 4 operations should be done successfully, and if not, all the 4 operations should be undoed. Okay, so either 4 or none of the operations. Same for case 1. Either both the operations or none of the operations. So the basic rule of transaction is, it is a group of related operations which are viewed as a single unit, and either all of them should be successful or none of them should be reflected. Okay, so now we are going to manage these transactions. How are we going to manage them? So there are 3 different ways of managing such transactions. First is by committing them, second is by rolling them back, and third is by having some save points. So first, what is committing? Committing is if you are performing any transaction, you think it is successful. Let us take scenario number 1. So we had a total of 2 operations, debit and credit. If you have debited money and you have credited the money, then both your operations are successful. In that case, all operations are successful and you will reflect it in the database. Such reflection in database is called commit. By default, till now, how many programs we have done? We saw all the data being reflected in the database. So by default, your data was committed. Now, second is rolling back. Now let us take an example of scenario number 2. We had a total of 4 operations. Suppose your first 3 operations are successful, last one is unsuccessful. You are not able to get your SMS ticket in form of SMS somehow. So you are going to undo, or you are going to cancel all the 3 previous operations which had taken place. Okay, so that is called rolling back or rollback operation. So whenever you are doing a transaction, somehow your single unit is failing, any of the sub operation is failing, then you are rolling back or you are undoing the effect in the database. That is called rollback. And the last one is save points. To understand save points, let me give you a very simple example. When you were small and you were counting votes in your classroom, you had the system of the dashes or lines that you were putting. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 and 4 were simple lines, and the 5th line that you were putting was a slash. Okay, so this slash was an indication that 5 votes have been counted. So after every 5th vote you were putting a slash. So this is called a save point. This is done to avoid any unnecessary transaction doing which have already successfully been reflected in the database. Another example of save point you can take is whenever you are operating, you are installing your operating system, a fresh operating system, you after all complete installations are taking a restore point of your computer. Why you are doing that? You are doing this restore point because if in case your computer crashes or you are attacked by a virus or your operating system stops or becomes slow, what you can do is you can go back to the restore point and you can install your computer from that point and start working further. Okay, so this is done to avoid doing operations which are already successfully done in the database. You don't want to do those successful operations again and again. It is going to be a repetitive effort and it is going to be costly. So you are having certain save points. Okay, so save points is also available in JDBC version 3.0, and save pointing is an interface which is available in Advanced Java. Okay, so we are going to study about that. We can manage the transactions using this. Now let us see what we are going to do in the program. In the program, first program, you are going to see how you can commit your data and reflect it in the database, and you are going to see how you can roll back your data. Second is, in a second program, you are going to see how you can use save points and you can roll back to save points whenever necessary. So for that, the first thing you are going to do is you are going to set your auto commit false, because you don't want things to be reflected in the database very early. Okay, because you want to check whether they are correct or not. So you are first of all offing your commit. Next is you are going to perform 2 operations. Okay, next is after these 2 operations are successful, you know they are okay, you are going to have a save point. So you will set a save point. Okay, so that is like your system restore point. So if anything goes wrong after this point, you can roll back and come back to operation 1 and 2, so that you don't have to again have operation 1 and 2 done in your system. You can start from after these operations have been executed. Next is you will perform operation 3 and 4, and in case something goes wrong in 3 and 4, then you don't have to do 1 and 2 again. You can start from the save point which is made after your operations 1 and 2. Okay, so next, if something is wrong in 3 and 4, you are going to do a rollback operation, and this rollback will help you to move on to the save point. After you have gone to the save point, you will commit your data and you can end your program there. So this is what we are going to see via a program. So let's begin. Welcome to the programming session of transaction management. We are going to see commit and rollback operations in this particular program. So this is my Java class transaction management. As you can see here, it is in JDBC programs. I have imported my SQL package. I have made connection with student database. This is my driver and this is my URL for database which I have connected to, and this is inside my connection. Now let us see this student database. This is my student database in which I have a table called stud, and these are the data inside it. Okay, so I will start with this program. First of all, I will write a SQL or SQL query, insert into stud values, say 15 and PQRSTUV. Okay, this is the data which I want to enter. Okay, now I will create a statement stmt is equal to con dot create statement and stmt dot execute update, because I am inserting in the table. So I have executed and it is going to return rows, that is number of rows affected. Okay, if you don't do this, if I don't store it in rows, it's okay, because I'm not going to use it further. Okay, now till now you are doing this much, and after your execute update, when you were firing this, you were always returned number of rows affected 1. So one row, that is this, was being inserted by default, and you were able to see whatever that was reflected in the database, whatever things were reflected in the database by default. But here you want something, you want to if it is successful, you want to store. If it is not successful, you want to roll back. So in that case, you have to keep provisions for saving it or undoing it in your program. Okay, for that, the first statement that you will do here is con dot set auto commit. Now this set auto commit method is going to stop committing everything that you do inside the database unless and until you explicitly tell that this statement should be committed. Okay, so here I am setting my set auto commit. By default it is true, and you are going to set it false, so that when I am doing this execute update, then things will not be reflected in the database. Let us just check after running this program. Okay, so my set auto commit is false. I will try to run this code. Okay, now let us see whether things are reflected in the database or not. No. Okay, now if this operation is correct, if it is successful, then you are supposed to store it. So now it is successful, there is no error in this particular statement, okay, in this particular operation. So what I can do is I can reflect it in the database by con dot commit. So when I fire this commit, it is going to be reflected in the database. So let us see. Right, 15 PQRSTUV. Okay, now let us change the data that I want to insert, hello 3. Okay, now I don't want to commit, I want to roll back. Okay, so what I will do is my by default auto commit is false, so whatever I will execute is not going to be reflected in the database. Okay, so let me keep it to the user whether he wants to commit the data or he wants to roll back. So let us just check what he wants to say. Let me just write scanner, new scanner system.in, and I have to import util for that. System.in, I need to import util. Okay, we already have util, it is imported by default. Okay, now string option, and let us take sin.next. Okay, and we will write a print statement for the user, sout type R for rollback and C for commit. Okay, so this either R or C will be taken as input in option. Now we can do if option dot equals ignore case, and I can write C, then you are supposed to commit, else if option dot equals ignore case, let me make it R, then you are supposed to roll back. So if it is this, then con dot commit, otherwise con dot rollback. Okay, so you have two options. If the user wants to commit, he can type C, and if the user wants to roll back, if he thinks there is some error in inserting the data, he is going to do a rollback operation. So let us just run this code and check. Okay, type R for rollback and C for commit. Let me roll back the data. Okay, so now your 16 hello3 entry will not be reflected in the database. Okay, let us just check. Okay, so your data is not reflected. Now I'll run the same program again and I will try to commit the data. Let me type C. hello3. That's all. We shall now see how you can apply save points in your program. These save points are save point is an interface available in java.sql package, and it is available from JDBC 3.0 version, and the vendor is responsible for implementing the classes, this interface in the classes that are using the interface of save points. So first thing that we will do is we will set auto commit false. Set auto commit is false. Okay, then we will create a statement con dot create statement. Okay, next is execute update, and I'm going to insert into stud values, say 19 and A, B, C, D. And second operation that I will do is operation number 2 is 39 and hello world, and one more operation that I want to do is dot execute update, and I will update table name, set name is equal to something where id is equal to save1. Okay, so I will update this, right? What is id is 1, name is PQR, right? So we will change it to capital ABC. Okay, so these are the 3 statements that I am performing and they are successful. So after they are successful, I am going to create a restore point or a save point. So I can move here save point. Okay, you can see save point is an interface. It's available in java.sql. Okay, and it will help you to roll back anything that you want through the connection interface. Okay, so how? So here we are going to call a connection.set save. Okay, let me just remove this. Connection.set save point. This is a method which is returning save point. Okay, and it is set save point is a method of the connection interface, right? So we are going to set a save point here and it is going to return save point. So I am going to write save point sp, right? Okay, now we can also name the save point. You can say xyz. Okay, it is optional. If you want, you can. If you don't want, just leave it as it is. Okay, I am creating an unnamed save point. Okay, now after this I am executing one more statement, that is delete. Okay, so delete from stud where id is equal to 1. Let me write 2. Do we have 2? Yes, we have 2. So where id is 2. Okay, now suppose there is some error in this operation. So if there is error in this operation, I have to undo this operation and I have to move back to this save point. So by default these 3 things will remain reflected in the database, but there won't be any change of this data in the database. Okay, this is what I want to tell you through this program. So let us see. Okay, now there is a problem in this delete statement, so I can directly go to rollback. So con.rollback. Okay, now rollback to where? You want to roll back to this sp save point, so you can directly provide your save point here. Okay, so we are using rollback with this second rollback, okay, which is moving on to a specific save point. Okay, now we can roll back, and after rolling back you have to commit. Okay, so if you are committing, these changes will be made in the database. So what will happen in this program is insertion will be successful, this insertion will be successful, this update will be successful, next a save point will be created, then we will try to delete a data, but we are not executing a commit after this. So it will not be reflected in the database, but we are directly rolling back to save point, which is this. So this will not be reflected in the database, this will remain as it is in the database, and the commit operation will be shown. So let us run the program and check. Okay, now we will see 19, 39 and capital ABC at 1. Capital ABC at 1, okay, and 19 and 39. Okay, and what else we had done? We wanted to delete student where id is 2. So id is 2 is already there because we have rollbacked to the save point. So this operation was not shown or not executed. This operation was not executed, right? So that's all for save points, rollbacking and committing in transaction management.